Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is D. Anthony with Evolution Traders. In this video, we're going to back test, and I'm going to show you some of the setups that were presenting themselves using the 20 SMA, using that initial balance, right, which is that first hour of trading. And I want to show you guys where potentially you could have taken some trades, where potentially you could have run into a little bit of problems using the 20 SMA, this, that, and the other. Now, we had some news off the open, in the pre-market, we got that very extended downwards pressure move, right? So you can see that big red candle here. That was a 20 SMA play that did set up, and it did give you a little bit of a momentum play there. Now, again, this was a 161 point range candle. Anyone who was going to throw up 161 points on a potential, short with no real, knowledge or real inkling that this was actually going to confirm for 161 points, which it obviously didn't, you would have had to have taken this on momentum or maybe a little scalp when it did confirm. But again, try to get in, get green. Now, if we kind of go to where the market opened up, right, we're going to see here right at 6:30 in the morning Pacific Standard Time, market opens up. We set up a 20 SMA play, however, no confirmation. Now, one thing that I'm looking at, especially when we get these downwards moves like this or a big pop in the pre-market, is I'm looking for a bounce and I'm looking for a confirmation for the short. Now, if we don't get that confirmation for the short, I'm going to be leaning a little bit more long bias on the setups until we get super extended. Okay, so I'll show you what that means. In here on this particular setup at 6:45 in the morning, it was a 21.5 point range candle. Your stop loss would be any close below this candle. You're going to get in on the following candle, and you can see we kind of push up, we pull back, we consolidate for about 30 to 40 minutes before finally ripping to the high side through that initial balance. Now, you could have easily taken a little bit of a scalp here, depending on if you're a scalper where you're taking 5 points, you're taking 10 points, then yeah, you're probably going to get that on that first initial candle. If you're someone who's kind of sitting around waiting for that one-to-one, then maybe you're going to have to sit in it for a little bit and withstand a little bit of pressure. And when I'm talking about pressure, I'm talking about some drawdown that you would have had to have sit through here during the time being until we finally broke out. Now, the next trade setup was a short setup. It did confirm. However, go back to what I was kind of mentioning. I know that when the market is trading live in real time and you get this breakout and you get this pullback, your brain is automatically going to assume, hey, that's it, right? That the run is over. We're going to pull all the way back down and take out the lows. So it's easy to start trying to jump the shorts. But again, until we take out those pre-market lows, you got to give your benefit a little bit to the bulls until we get super extended. Maybe after lunch, we want to start thinking about those intraday reversals, right? So leading from the pre-market to market open and into lunch, you kind of want to stay one-sided. And then after lunch, maybe if we've had an extended move, look for the reversals. That's just one thing that's kind of helped me. It's kind of helped me eliminate looking at certain setups just due to the fact that, it's not time yet, right? It's not time for the reversal. Now, again, the market can reverse 10 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes off the open. I understand that. But realistically speaking, until we take out the pre-market lows, there really isn't that short position if we're not super extended. We do get another long setup here, and this setup happens to set up at 8:20 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. Now, it's a 36 point range candle. I know you're going to have to assume a little bit of heat on this. Again, even if you're trading one micro contract, you're going to give up around $70 on this potential trade if you're wrong. If you're right, you're looking for around 50 to 75, maybe $100, depending on if you hold it a little bit longer or have a runner. That's the one-to-one. That's the kind of, that's the kind of sweet spot you're looking for. Now, if you're an aggressive scalper where you're going to be trading multiple contracts, or maybe you're trading minis, well, obviously we're not going to want to give up 35 points. And obviously we're probably not going to sit there and try to squeeze, 5 mini contracts and get 35 points. Maybe we're okay with 5. Maybe we're okay with 10. So in those particular situations, what you can maybe do is use the 20 SMA as a hard stop if you're trading heavier size, and just look for those quick scalps, 5, 6, 7 points, 10 points, and then just kind of make your money and get out. Now, this trade does confirm for that one-to-one. Now, you can see here after lunch, now we are a little bit extended. We are outside that initial balance. And you can see we put in some highs. We've got no more follow through here. We start to have red candles take out previous greens, followed by consolidation with a back test, but not taking out the high of day. Now maybe we can start thinking towards the short side. And a couple of the members, including myself, we're in on this particular short position here, back down into the initial balance. Now, when we got back down into the initial balance, I wanted to cover my position. At this point in time, I was only trading on my live account and I was only trading one micro. So I didn't make that much money on it. I think it was like a $90 trade or a $70 trade, something like that by the time everything was all said and done. So it's not that much money, but there is power behind trading the micros. And the power behind trading micros is due to the fact that you can put on some trades and you don't really have to sit there and worry about, oh my gosh, if this goes against me 10 points, I'm going to lose so much money. I'm going to lose my account. You can kind of sit through that, right? 10 points is only going to be a $20 loss, and 20 points is a $40 loss, and so forth and so forth. So it's not that much, and it's going to allow you to get that experience and that screen time and that skin in the game to be able to start taking some trades and start building up an account, right? Now, whether you're trading a personal account or you're trading an evaluation, I would definitely recommend to kind of stick with 1 to 2 micros, right? You can make some decent cash. You can still pull down $200 days, $100 days, $300 days if you're very aggressive, trading 2 to 3 micros, 1 micro at a time, depending on the setup and depending on the amount of risk, right? So again, don't shy away from playing those micros. I know a lot of us sometimes, including myself, we like to put on the heavy size. We like to, take those 10 points and make a $200 trade. But sometimes we get out of those trades so early, we're kind of still watching the move, go in our favor. And then it's like, now what, right? Now we have to, sit and wait, or, try to hop back in on the momentum or the trend or whatever. But you can see this was a very nice play here. Now, again, this was only a 24-point range candle, so you would have picked up the 1-to-1 very easy on this trade. And when you realistically think about it, if you were to hold a runner, or train yourself to kind of hold a runner, your stop loss is going to be here, right? As soon as you start to, take that 1-to-1, you take those 20, 25 points, you can definitely move your stop loss to break even or a little bit in profit, right? So now it becomes a risk-free trade. I mean, essentially, yes, it did have a little bit of a bounce, but even if you put your stop loss in profit or at break even, you would have never been stopped out the rest of the day, and essentially would have been a very stress-free trade, right? I mean, instead of, kind of getting out here and then, trying to short way down here and then getting bounced, and then, looking for the short again and then getting bounced, and then, oh no, we're going to go back long, and then you get trapped. That's the kind of emotions that come with scalping a lot, right? And I know because I'm a scalper. So sometimes, I'll take aggressive size, maybe, 1 or 2 mini contracts. And I might take 6 or 7 points, and then I'm kind of watching this, and now I'm kind of thinking to myself, man, I really wish that I was still involved in this trade, and well, maybe I can look for the short, and next thing you know, I'm looking for the short down here, and the market's getting ready to reverse. Now, if you notice this black box here, this initial balance, this is the first hour of trade range. Once we came all the way back down, we kind of made this double bottom, right? So notice here, notice here, notice here, kind of made this little floor, and when we got down to that first hour range, buyers really stepped in, and then we got rejected, and then we came back down, and it was at this time here where you could kind of tell yourself, if we don't take out the previous swing low and get out of this initial balance, then maybe we have an opportunity for a little bit of a scalp back into this 20 SMA, and then see if it kind of pushes a previous swing high. And if it doesn't, well, then either we're going to get stopped out for break even, or we're going to take a little cash flow on this scalp here. And again, if you look at this candle here, this indecision candle, the high price was 19,036, and it runs up to a price of 19,054. So it does, give you a sufficient little scalp, right? 10 points, 15 points, 12 points, 5 points, whatever is in your trade plan. I definitely recommend, one thing that I do recommend, and I'm starting to notice a lot more, is that position size is key, right? A lot of times as traders, we take trades and we're really not expecting them to lose. We know that there's a possibility, but we're not expecting it to lose. And we have on a little bit too much size. And when we take that 200-300 loss, we don't want to swallow that pill. And what that means is we then turn to trying to either up our size or take multiple trades after that to try to get it back to scratch. And it's causing bigger drawdowns. It's causing more pain. So I think the only way to combat that is to take size that even if we lose 1 or 2 trades, we can make a clear-headed decision to say, hey, I need to stop trading on the day because I'm just not seeing the markets correctly. Or I took a couple losses, but hey, you know what? It's not that bad. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I'm not going to lose an account. I'm not going to blow my account. And either I still have some skin in the game to take another trade. And, if I lose 3 trades in a row, then I'll probably call it quits. Or, hey, guess what? I ended up catching that third move and now I'm back to even, and you can make that decision whether you want to continue to trade after that. That's my advice for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Again, just doing a little back testing here, kind of showing you guys some of the potential setups that maybe you took, maybe you missed, and kind of open your eyes to, trading micros, right? Again, I understand everyone wants to, pass those evaluations and make that $3,000 as fast as you can, but sometimes it's good to take things slow, right? It's never good to rush. And in anything in life, right? Whether it comes to relationships, friendships, it's never good to kind of make those irrational decisions and speed through the process. Again, guys, life is short. Let's make the best of it while we're here. Why are we trying to, get to the finish line quicker, right? It's like, it's like living your life way too fast. And then, those people who, just live too fast, right? And they burn out early. Again, we want to be in this business for a long time, right? And in order to stay in this business, it's very mentally taxing and draining. We got to do everything in our power possible. And that's, everything from maybe meditation, maybe, a little bit more exercise into our daily routines. Maybe that's getting outside, getting some sun. If God willing, you guys got some sun where you guys live, getting around friends and family and kind of getting your eyes and yourself off the charts for a little bit. Again, a little bit of a ramble there at the end, but hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 7,000 subscribers. I'll see all of you guys on the next video.